You know, we're studying the life of Joseph, of whom it was said that the Lord was with him, and he became a successful man in Genesis 39:2. And we're seeing that three enemies of success came against him, just as they come against us: discouragement, diversion, and doubt. First of all, when tempted with discouragement, what did Joseph do? He faced his God-allowed difficulties. Nothing was going right for him. Jealousy of his brothers, sold to the Ishmaelites, taken into Egypt, sold as a slave, served in his master's home. Difficulties, discouragement must have come his way over and over and over. And every time it did, he faced his God-allowed difficulties. He had a dream, but nothing was going right. What do we do with difficulties that come our way, with discouragement that comes our way? There are a lot of ways people deal with it. Remember Job? What did Job do when discouragement came his way? He feared it. He said, "That which I feared has come upon me." Some people just live in fear, that when they get discouraged, they just live in fear, like Job. Elijah, discouragement came to Elijah, and he frowned about it. He ran down, got under a juniper tree, and frowning just said, "I wish I was dead," in depression, as he just fell the victim to discouragement. Then there was the elder brother. Remember him in Luke 15? He fumed about it. The prodigal son came back. The father had a big party, and the elder brother wouldn't go in. He was angry, and he wouldn't go in. When discouragement comes, some people just get mad. They just fume about it. What about Moses? You remember what Moses did when he got discouraged? He fussed about it. He said, "Man, I wish we should have never even left Egypt," when he was out there in the wilderness. And then Jonah. What did Jonah do with his discouragement? He fled. He ran in the opposite direction of the will of God for his life. Look at Joseph. When faced with these God-allowed difficulties, discouragement came his way. He faced it. He faced it. He was in prison. He was sold by his brothers. He was working as a servant. But every time discouragement came, he faced it. So when faced with discouragement, what's the antidote? Face your God-allowed difficulties. Then came diversion. And what did he do when the devil came to divert him from his dream? He fled. When diversion comes, flee godless desires. That's what he's telling us. We know the story well. Potiphar's wife, he had overcome discouragement. Now she tried to divert him from the task. We know the story. We've revisited the story. He didn't try to flirt with it. He didn't try to fight it. He didn't try to faith it. He fled. He got out of there. Friend, when you're faced with diversion, it'll keep you from your dream. It'll keep you from success. Don't try to fight it. Don't think you're strong enough to faith it. Get out of there. Run like Joseph did and flee it. And then there's a final enemy to success: discouragement, diversion, and doubt. What does Joseph have to say with us about doubt? When tempted to doubt, he says, follow your God-given dreams. You see, when the enemy can't get us to be discouraged, when it can't divert us from our task, he'll come along and get us to doubt that dream that God had given us. That's what happened to Joseph. He had done everything right. Now he was in prison. What would he do? He kept following those God-given dreams. He never let go of the Word of God to his life. He held on to it. He kept going. So have a dream and follow it. And when you're tempted to be discouraged, face your God-allowed difficulties. Don't try to flee them or fume about them or fuss about them or frown about them or fear them. Face them. When tempted to diversion, flee those godless desires. Get out of there. Don't try to fight it. Don't try to faith it. Run. Get out. And when tempted to doubt, follow your God-given dreams. And you know what? It'll be said of you what was said of Joseph, that the Lord was with him, and he became a successful man.